Alright, what's up, Faith family? Driver's Guide to Void Drives YT here, and welcome back to another Diecast review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels Fire and Rescue Emergency Unit, which apparently is from 1974. Now, I can't provide as much information as I would like, because it is very hard to find information about this particular cast. I think in part because it's so old. I mean, it's difficult to find anything about it on the Hot Wheels wiki, and while there is a toy code at the bottom... Wait, is there a toy code? Okay, well, I was able to find it somehow, but the copyright date is 1974, which is where I derived the year from, and the name I got from somewhere else. But this is obviously a very rare car. It is just unbelievable. It is an absolute treat that we get to review something this vintage on Diecast Reviews. So that's always a good thing. Now, this is part 2 of a series wherein I review emergency vehicles from the Hot Wheels family. Again, like I said in the Speed Trap video, it was really just a matter of coincidence, and so it wasn't exactly deliberate. But I said, hey, you know what? Why not turn this into like a series within a series? So yeah, here you go. Anyway, moving on to the actual review. I think this is a very nice looking car. I think it looks very nice, and I think that's mostly because it has a very vintage feel to it. It feels very different from a lot of the other shit in my collection. And man, you can just tell because like the blocky design it has, you can just tell, man, this is a 20th century car through and through. And it's from that really nice period in car design where it was like we were transitioning from the real retro feel of like the 50s and I guess some with the 60s and sort of moving into a new the design aesthetic of the 80s. And man, this car, you know, chronologically, it falls right into the middle of that, and I think, man, it does it well. And the production value is really, really good on this. I will say I can't get it to roll properly because one of the wheels has been, and I assume that any other ones you find may have similar issues. Hopefully, none that are too severe on the cosmetic side. But man, this car is just built so well, and it's sort of heavy too. It's sort of heavy, and you know, I like that. They use some pretty good materials to make this, and although I mean this is a little wobbly, I mean, come on, this car is like 50. I think it's almost 50 years old. What the fuck? Let me check the math on that. Holy shit, there is no way. Hold on, let's check this shit out. Wait, so 23 minus 1974. God damn, this thing is almost like 50 years old. Yeah, either way, I love the decals on this. I like the font they used to represent the rescue, oxygen, first aid, you know, just all the writing on the car. Very cool. It's also realistic too, since I've seen emergency vehicles that use this font. I think they used Euro style, maybe extended. I'm not sure, but they used some sort of Euro style font. And I've seen emergency vehicles that have that sort of font, so that's a very realistic thing. And I like how they used a different material for the sort of hose and oxygen tanks that they had back here. Very cool shit. Very cool shit. The one thing I will criticize is the fact that there aren't really any sirens. I mean, I guess you could assume that this sort of assembly right here is supposed to represent a siren, but it doesn't quite work because I mean there's a sort of gap. So if I put my finger right here, then you can see that sort of gap getting filled. So that's not a very realistic siren. But either way, this is overall an excellent car. And if you see it anywhere, especially in good condition, this is an absolute buy. I can't remember where I got this one, but if I paid too much for it, then I would remember. And I don't remember paying too much for this. But this car is almost 50 years old. There is a certain rarity factor. And although mine has some damage on it, I mean, again, the wheels won't friggin' turn properly, so it can't exactly drive straight or at all. I mean, that's an easy fix. So as long as you don't break the shit, you're all good. And this is an absolute recommend. Pick this up for as cheaply as you can. You know, if you see this and you're at like a fucking toy show or something, or like a flea market, pick this shit up, because the seller does not know how valuable something like this is. I mean, this is hard to find information about online, you know, and when you combine that with its age, that just adds value to a really well done car. So yeah, that's been my review of the Hot Wheels fire and rescue emergency units from 1974. I think the oldest car that we reviewed on the show by far. We might have some older cars to review, but probably going to be saving that for next season. Anyway, I've been Jarvis Godden. Thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. And as always, giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.